Welcome to the Takeover. This is your host, T-Wil, the People's Coach. I'm here with your other host, Bold Barry. Welcome to our debut episode. I appreciate you all watching. You know, we're going to really touch on postseason a little bit. And I know you guys are kind of tired of hearing about LeBron and KD and all that type of stuff. But we're going to touch on it real briefly and kind of go into what did this do to the league? Like, what did this? There was a lot leading up to this postseason, a lot leading up to these finals, and it all kind of fell flat. But what happened with it is a lot of questions and a lot of what if came from these finals.
A lot of crying came from the finals.
a lot of you know, it was so bad. LeBron had to go bald. Just a lot happened in these finals. So I want to touch on what do you think? Because in some people's eyes, LeBron came up short again. Well, he did. It was
came up short.
A short series. But I'm just saying, we know he's really talented. He put up great stats. Not great. It's not even a word for the stats that he put up. And he tried to leave his team. At the end of the day, it wasn't his fault. But in your opinion, what came out of this for him? Like, what is the stigma around LeBron?
I think what LeBron gained from this was plain and simple. Oh my God, I got to get another super team and just get an all-star team. Get 5 guys that are good instead of 3, because you know he's gonna forever think that you know the Warriors are this incredible. What do you say in the post game? Juggernauts. You know they're gonna be the juggernauts of the league, and his team with his big 3 that you know may I add that he has. I mean, you know, people disrespect Kevin Love, but I mean, you know, he's the 3rd guy. He traded the number 1 pick, Andrew Wiggins, for this man, and he's doing what he needs to do. I mean, he's playing the Chris Bosh role that he played in Miami. So, I mean, what more do you want from the man?
Chris Bosh did more.
I mean, 0 points in Game 7 isn't more, but that's another day. But but what it really ultimately did to the league is it set you know, an imbalance in the league. Like, you know, you're only gonna have 2 dominant teams. You know, every other team is going to either, you know, try to compete to their best ability, or they're going to cry like DeMar DeRozan did and say, oh, you know, I'll win if I have LeBron on the team. He lost so much credit after that. But, you know, the Raptors are a Barney group anyway. You know, you got dude decompressing, you know, in the middle of the game. And I think the first quarter last year in the playoffs. So that team's just a mess anyway. They're not real up here anyway. But the league's destroyed right now. I mean, you know what's going to happen for the next 4 or 5 years. KD is officially looking like, you know, the superstar that he should have been in OKC, but, you know, my opinion says that Russell kind of blocked him for that, but we can discuss that a little later on down the line. Other than that, I mean, LeBron, we know what LeBron's going to do. LeBron's going to, you know, either trade Kevin Love. Well, he's going to trade Kevin Love.
I like how the tone you put LeBron's going to trade. We know what's up.
Yeah, we know what's up. We know who runs over there. Exactly.
What's up. He's like,
yo. He's like, I'm done with this. But he's going to most likely trade Kevin Love. I don't see him getting what everybody, you know, is suspecting him getting, which is, I believe, you know, the Jimmy Butlers and the Paul Georges. I think he's going to be right with his boy, the Banana Boat boy, Carmelo Anthony, and that's just gonna be that team, and you know, good luck to them.
What is that doing for them?
It does nothing for them.
Like they bringing in Carmelo. Like what is that doing?
But that's the same thing as like what did these moves that he did at the deadline and all year long? What did those moves do for his team? They got him a 4-1 loss.
Yeah, I do feel that, but I also feel like the questions that's come out of this is the fact that.
Is LeBron getting old?
Is LeBron getting old? And is this where the league's gonna go? Does everyone feel like? For me, I respect the Russell Westbrooks and the Damian Lillards and those dudes that don't get the acknowledgement for one, how hard they play, but 2, they're saying, yo, I'm not going anywhere. This is my team. You want to come over here and play with me? Yo, like cool, we can make that happen.
Players like that died in 2010 when LeBron James decided to take his talents to South Beach. Because then if you look at the track record, Carmelo was like, well, geez, I don't want to be in Denver no more. I want to go home to New York and stuff. So he's setting trends right now. LeBron, since he's the face of the league, has set that trend. And it's coming back to bite him in the ass now. But that's who did it. There's nothing you can do about it.
You're right.
There's nothing you can do about it.
I'm just trying to think like, yo, okay, where is this taking the league? Because the league... So there's not that, to my mind, there's not that many stars. Everyone can keep hopping on everybody's team Because then it's gonna come down to say, okay, do we need to cut teams in the NBA? Mm-hmm. Like I seen someone post that on our page, like, yo,
but they're talking about bringing back the Supersonics though, so it's kind of like.
But that's my thing. Like, if there's so many stars in the league and everyone can't keep hopping everyone's team because then they're deflating other teams. Mm-hmm. So it's like, where are we going with this? Where are they gonna go? I feel like at some point at the end of the day, there has to be someone to draw the line in the sand, like the Dames, like the Westbrooks, and to say like, yo.
But they gotta win though. They can't draw the line in the sand and still have losing records and be losing to dudes like James Harden and stuff like that. They can't lose.
You say that, and you know what's sad? Because we all do it. We put so much value on rings, even though rings are important. But I feel like a lot of these dudes have it in their mind more so now than ever that if I don't have a ring, I'm gonna be Charles Barkley on TNT getting clowned by Shaq. You know what I'm saying? It's just I have to be this guy. I have to have this ring or I'm nothing. Like look, KD basically sold his soul and it's gonna be clown for the rest of his life. He had a ball. You know, so he found his game in the finals.
He got the finals MVP. He didn't ride the coattail like everybody else thought he was gonna do.
Yeah,
remember everybody thought he was gonna do that at the beginning of the year.
He's not gonna ever rid himself of that statement. I thought for one,
LeBron James did. Everyone completely forgot that LeBron ran to Miami, did a TV special, you know, shut down ESPN for a week and everything like that, and everyone's like he's better than Jordan off of that move alone. So what makes you think they're gonna forget that? LeBron's better than Jordan right now.
Because you don't do, now we get into the whole decision piece, but you don't do what KD did and be forgiven or wholeheartedly. It's just not happening. It's not rocking.
I get that.
Like it's just you don't do that. It's not happening. You wanted a team with MVPs and All-Stars and all. Hey. He went on an All-NBA team before, like I'm saying, before he even got there.
But I'll put it like this. Isaiah Thomas said it best. He left the well-oiled machine was in OKC when he had James Harden, Russell Westbrook, and himself. And then they blew up that whole roster. So
right.
What more do you want the man to do? He thugged it out for like 3 years there. Things didn't go right. Granted, injuries and dribbling the ball off your foot and stuff like that. But things happened, and we all know Russ is a little bit selfish. Where KD, it's KD and Russ show. You know, they have 9 other guys on the roster. You know, and then the same thing when he went to Golden State. It's the same situation. It's just that it looks worse because Steph is back-to-back MVP. Clay scores 60 in a quarter when he wants to, but it was the same thing he had at OKC. It just got dismantled.
I'm not rolling. I'm not rolling. Like, no real,
I know the
no
move's
real
whack.
Athlete. And
it's
I
still
know a lot of y'all watching. No one's rocking with that.
It's still whack. I'm not. Yeah. It's whack.
Yeah. So we're gonna take a little break. The next segment we're gonna get into is draft talk. There's a lot leading on to this. You know, we got LaVar Ball coming, and no, we know. we're gonna lead to switch into draft. So I appreciate you all watching. Hold on for that draft section.